Hello and welcome to Foliages. My name's John McDonald and today I want to show you a very easy arrangement, and this is really just whatever you have. But the idea of today's arrangement is just to do a loose, open, country style garden sort of arrangement. So really you can get into the garden or get outside and see what you've got. So I've got a range of different greenery. We've got some hard ruscus, some asparagus fern, the different type of asparagus, some salal. And then on the flowers we've got some nice blooms, a couple of different types. We've got a couple of different types of roses, some solidaster or solidago, hypericum and carnations. So quite a traditional mix, and really the idea of this is it's quite choppy and it's quite informal. So what I'm going to do first is just put in some greenery. So in this dish I've got some oasis or some floral foam, and it's just a whole block and then a couple of pieces to hold it. And I've just soaked that and put that in. So we've got a nice base container that we can use. Now I didn't want to use anything that was out of keeping, so this container's got a little bit of texture and it's quite kind of earthenware-y, and I think that works really well. So with this I don't want it to be too formal. So whereas normally you would put things in a very consistent way, I think the best idea with this is really kind of grouping and really just throw it all in. And that sounds terrible to say that, but we don't want it to look like a staged arrangement. We really want it to look more like something that someone has made at home. So really we're going to celebrate the materials that we're using rather than show them off in necessarily a clever commercial way. So this is all about texture, contrast and variety. This is just a little bit of lily grass, but really, as I say, just use what you've got. So even if you don't have a garden, you can use some shop bought stuff, but maybe you could just go for a walk and get stuff from the roadside or from the verge or from nature. Sometimes things that you think of or think of in the wrong way can work really well if you use them in the house and you see them in a different place. So what you might think of as a great big field of weeds, once you put them into a container and you actually look at them in a different way, suddenly they become something interesting and much more exciting. So we still need to think about things like balance. So if we had a lot of material going this way, then we need to think of some way of balancing that. So the main objects that go in here that are going to be heavy are going to be these blooms. So I prefer to put them in first. Now this is a lovely variety that has a kind of slightly peachy tint. And I don't really want to think about this too much. I just want to put the material in. So again, this variety, this is the Anastasia bloom, and it's a lovely acidy green. So this really links what we're doing with the flowers and the greenery and brings it together. Now our roses, I've got these beautiful orange Naranga rose, and they're lovely and heavy. Now don't be scared to recess them as well. You know, we want this to be choppy, we want this to be a bit mixed, but I like that strong colour. So if you think of like a big kind of country style house with a big table in the hallway or in the drawing room, this is the kind of arrangement you might expect to see there. Now these roses I just love. I can't quite remember the name, but there's a lot of garden style roses in production just now, and it's really nice to get something that's got a different shape. I'm just taking off some of the thorns. Now because this is a slightly unusual one, I really want these to stick out so that people really see them and enjoy them. Now I've got some carnations. I know a lot of people think carnations are really quite traditional, but For this garden style, kind of classic style, let's just celebrate it and use things like that. It's not a problem. They also have the benefit that it'll last really, really well. So we shouldn't get too sniffy about what is trendy and what isn't. We should kind of celebrate every type of flower. There's a little bit of the hard ruscus again, just to come up. So not complicated to do, and because it's quite a compact style, as long as we keep this watered and just check on it, this will last really, really well. Now, just to finish off, I'm going to put in a little touch of this Hypericum. And I really love this variety. I got this today, and we got like a bundle of different colours, and this is the darker one that was in that bundle. And I just love the depth that it brings to an arrangement like this. Now, we don't need to use the whole lot. If I was making a few of these, I can split this down and share it across different arrangements. Just take one or two further in, and what we'll get is a little bit of recession with that. And there you have it. A very easy arrangement. Now, I do have just a couple of the scabious seed heads. So just as a final touch, this is going to add a little bit of detail that people don't expect. And it's as simple as that. A real abundance of flowers, a lot of interest and texture, but very easy to do. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's arrangement. I hope you'll give it a go, and I hope you'll subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with what we're doing. Thank you very much.